Morning, guys, or I should say afternoon by now. I've been puttering around all morning, just kind of seeing what's left, making a plan. Here's what I've got so far. Next time we go to IKEA, probably Sunday, I'm going to return 7 of these stop pads, and I can't remember what I want to get. I think some more bowls. Yeah, some of the large bowls. I really like those. But what I want to do first is get up in the attic and just make sure that I can do what I'm planning to do. Then I'm making a run to Lowe's for some tools and parts, and Best Buy. I need to get some small push pins so I can wrap up the wiring and finish the cabinet lights. I need to get some thermal compound so I can put the computer back together. Need some fish wire and hopefully a glow rod, because I need to drill a couple small holes in the ceiling, push a rod through so that I can see where I want my wire drops to be. What I need to do is wire in my 2 new surround speakers right here. So they're gonna go on the back wall, 6 feet off center either way. One will be about here and the other about here. And they are bipole, so they're gonna sound good no matter where I put them, either on a back wall or a side wall. If you've got regular speakers where they're just facing front, you know, like small versions of these, ideally you want to put them to the side, and that's in a 5.1 configuration. If you have a 7.1, the 2 other rears would go behind. But with a bipole, you've got drivers on this side and drivers on this side firing 90 degrees apart. You can put these up behind you and they fire in all directions. They give you a really nice even surround field. I really like these types of speakers for surround. But over here would work too. The only problem is that's an outside wall, and I know that that back room is virtually inaccessible because of the roof line. I don't know what the situation would be right here at this wall. It's also going to be very thin. If anything, I'm going to have maybe a couple inches to work with of depth, maybe the width of what's left in a 2x4. And this wall is full of studs. I've got a few inches of space right here. Everything else is solid. So not really thinking that's gonna be the best spot. But here, this is wide open. This is a blank interior wall. There's nothing on the other side. It's just wall for the bedroom and wall for the hallway. So this is super easy. There shouldn't be anything here. I just have to make sure I've got clearance for that AC duct. I don't know which way it's running. I'm going to assume it's running this way and then splits off into the bedroom and bathroom, but I don't know. Haven't been up there. I poked my head up in the attic, way over in that corner in the access for the garage, but I haven't walked down here and really inspected this end of the house. So those are gonna go up just above ear level. Shouldn't be a big deal. I'm getting wall plates for the wires, just like this little one down there. This is just a small one, and this is made for passing just a few wires. It's like a little felt curtain that the wires push through, so it looks nice and neat, and it fits in the standard box. Alternatively, you can get these big ones here, and these are made for running lots of wires through. You got lots more room. You can also put a power outlet in the side, and that's also what's behind the TV. And there is actually a power outlet in that one, and that's powering the TV. But I don't need this just for a little speaker. I just need the little guy. So I need to pick up a couple of those. I need a big, long 1-inch drill bit, because I'm gonna be at least drilling through 1 2x4. There's gonna be a top plate on top of this wall, which is a 2x4 laying on its side, if not 2 of them. They may have a double stack up there for the top plate, so I may be drilling through 3 inches of 2x4s. So I need a new 1-inch drill bit. I don't have one that will do the job. What else? I need a drywall saw, a little keyhole saw, so that I can cut the holes for those little guys there. And I need some caulk. I was looking down here. I thought this was dirt. No, it's missing caulk in the edge of the tile, so I'll just pick up a little bit of gray caulk and get that going. And I need to return the 2 latches for the screen doors, and that should complete my shopping trip. From there, it's just gonna be pick a pile. I've got to assemble the studio, whole bunch of crap in here. Most of that's gonna go in bins and stuff like that. The light boxes will be assembled and they'll actually be on the stands. I've got a couple more lights to go in there. Then I can move this out of the way. Not sure if I'm done with the ladders yet. I'm going to wait until the wife gets home to actually pull the wires through, because that really is a two-man job. You do not want to be running all the way back, all the way up in the attic, getting all the way down, making an adjustment, all the way back, all the way down, trying to pull the wire up. No, do it again, over and over and over. Just get a helper if you're running wires through a wall. So let's see. Office after the thermal compound will be wrapped up. Try to get that done today. Garage is going to be a big project. Don't know if I'm going to get that today or tomorrow. As soon as these wires are run, I can wrap up the theater, put the parts in the new cabinet, which is here. Beautiful cabinet. Lots of options. I'll go through that. I did a solid glass door, and that works perfectly well. I put the soft close hinges on it so it stays shut. They also have a push magnetic latch if you want that. All kinds of options, but that looks super clean. Love it. That's going to go right up to the right corner here. And then one of the main speakers will be right here. So that'll be a nice clean install. All right, let's go to the store. Oh yeah, I forgot the number one reason why I don't want to install on the sidewalls. Even though it would be slightly better for acoustics, this wall, no problem. Over there, you couldn't mount it in the best position, which is right here. You're maybe 1 to 2 feet above head level while seated. So you'd be bumping into it. I'm not gonna mount it in the hallway. You'd have to mount it way too high. I wouldn't even want it underneath this ledge because it would look funny. So I'd have to mount it up here. That just sounds like crap. So definitely going with this wall. An even closer inspection. That's not caulking, that's broken grout. Can't wait to clean this house too. It's absolutely filthy. We haven't cleaned it since we moved in because there's no point. It needs a deep clean. All right, well, I'll scrape this grout out and put in new caulking. Just a tiny, tiny little bead. So this is probably gonna be my next TV in either the 75 or the 82 size, the Q6F. Very impressed, great deal. Right now it's on sale for $2,000 for the 75, which is their Black Friday price coming up. So I'm thinking about it. Successful shopping trip, got everything I need. I'll go through the stuff when I get back. You know, I do miss being close to everything by the old house. When you need something, it's a bit of a drive living here, but worth it for no traffic. All right, let's see what I got. Alexa, turn on the cabinet lights. So at Lowe's, I got all the tools I need. Let me open the bags. Got a 3/4 inch drill bit. They didn't have a 1 inch in this type of bit, and you had to go up to like $25 just to get one. It was the full bore. I didn't need that for just going through wood. Alternatively, if you want to get really cheap, you can use a spade bit, but these are so much easier to use for another $3 or $4. Definitely suggest these. Little caulk in gray. Unfortunately, they don't sell the little tubes in gray, only white and clear. So had to spend $5 on that. Got a 1/4 inch fish line, 25 foot. Wasn't too expensive, I think $12. Well worth it for any kind of running through the walls. And a little jab saw, aka keyhole saw, aka drywall saw. Now I'm going to try these little command clips here. They're made for stringing up wires, but I don't think the gap is going to be tight enough to hold the wires. So just in case, it was only a couple bucks, worth trying. I got the staple type. I got the normal loop and nail type for the rest of the house, but those don't actually pinch the wire against the wall. They just hold it in a channel, so it's still loose. If I did that with the wiring here, then it would still droop. So that's why I like this staple kind. This will actually go in all the way and hold it tight to wherever you put it. But I'd rather not have to try to hammer in to these cabinets, because they are solid wood, and hammering upside down like that is just a pain in the ass because I'm gonna have to do like probably 10 of them. So hopefully these work. We'll see in a bit. And then I got a dual pack of these wire pass-through plate kits, and they come with the mounts that go in the wall, all ready to go. You just cut your holes, screw them in. Well, hey, it's gonna work. They are barely small enough to hold the wire tightly. That's awesome. So these come in clear and white, by the way. I'm just gonna stick these up like that and run the wires tight all the way down. That'll complete the cabinet lights. And there we go, nice and neat. Can't even see they're there unless you get underneath the cabinets. So here's how these guys work. Take the faceplate off. You've got two little plastic tabs, and you just clip them onto the main bracket. Run your screw through, but don't fully tighten it. Once you tighten it into this last bit, it breaks a little plastic contact here, and this pivots up 90 degrees behind the drywall, and that locks this down in place. So you don't have to screw into a stud or anything, you can go anywhere. So the first thing I'm gonna do is mark out on the wall where I would like the speakers, and then I'm gonna poke up through the ceiling with something, I haven't figured that out yet. Go up in the attic and make sure I can drill where I want to before I put any holes in the wall. Of all things I don't have anything like a coat hanger to poke through the ceiling and locate this and that. So I guess what I'll do is I'll measure from this little jut, that should be easy to find up there, and just run over from there, and that'll tell me where I need to be. All right, I'm gonna measure that and clear some space, get up in the attic. While I'm up there, I'm gonna go ahead and replace this door that somebody broke. I finished painting that one that the previous homeowner had procured. Make sure it's the right size first. I gotta put this into extension mode to get all the way up there. It's a little taller than the house ceilings. So while I'm up there, I need to check for three things. Check my speaker mount locations. I need to check the existing loom in the theater and figure out why 5 or 6 of those are snagged and I can't get them out of the wall. And I want to check my office to see if I can quickly rewire the ceiling fan into my switch, which I think it was supposed to be. All right, first peek. Woo, it's hot. I feel a whoosh of air though. Got the door just kind of jammed up there. Might do that another day. That's just drywall, nice and light. That's a nail. I have to be careful walking around up here. Speaking of light, there's sort of a light. Hey, got a bulb. All right, now I got a light I'm bringing with me. Okay, let's take a look. So we're up. Got a nice bit of storage space here. They laid down some plywood. Looks like they had a bunch of stuff up here. Looks like a TV or a monitor mount they left, and a little bit of some bracketing. So everything up here was inspected fine. Now I just gotta find where everything is. Okay, office. It's gonna be in that corner back there. Somebody was walking through there. I shouldn't have worn sandals. Didn't think about that. Yeah, it's fiberglass loose fill. I'm gonna go put on long pants and shoes and socks. Got all my tools up. All right, I need to minimize my time up here. It's that hot. I'll show you guys what I do, but for the most part, I'm just gonna do it and shoot when I'm done. I just noticed this huge carpet remnant up here. Interesting, must have been from the original house. There wasn't any when we bought it. Well, here's the office ceiling fan, and unfortunately it does look original. It was completely undisturbed. I am not gonna go fishing and completely rewiring this into wherever that switch may be, which is somewhere under that pile. I'll just get a fan control module and call it a day to control that light and fan. It is freaking hot up here, like about to pass out hot. So I found the run. This is the chimney for the fireplace. And here's all the wires. This is why I was getting stuck. He didn't put any kind of loom, and they're just rubbing on all the hard corners there of the 2x4s. So it just got jammed up. I'm gonna remove the ones that I clipped to get them out of the way. And then the other wall should be about where that duct is. Let's see, that's the AC duct going right above the couch. So I'm gonna look for the walls somewhere there. Might have to find something to poke through because this is kind of generic up here. I don't know if I'm gonna find that other wall. And look at that, attic access in the master closet. I never noticed. And a light right there, right next to the fireplace. Got all the excess cable out. And I'm gonna have to go get some cheap coat hangers real quick. I can't make heads or tails out exactly where the wall corners are. I don't wanna guess. It's not worth it. Oh, I'm tempted to take a shower before I go, but I know I'm just gonna turn into this again. It's hard to see. I'm glad I don't have glasses anymore, because just bending over looking at the floor up there, it's just pouring off. It's all in my eyes. It's no joke. Back from the store again. Got some coat hangers. All they had were these vinyl coated ones. Hope I can push them through okay. All this running around eats up time. This is a good couple hours of the day gone just getting places. Speaking of that, it's nearly 6 o'clock and the wife wants to go to dinner. So gotta do that. Then I'm gonna wrap up the attic. Well, we're gonna order pizza, so I'm gonna keep working till I have to go pick it up. Luckily the vinyl was just on there loosely, so I was able to quickly split it with a razor knife and peel it off. That'll make it go through the drywall a lot easier. So I just bend them mostly straight. I'm gonna straighten that out just a little bit there, but I leave a bend at the end, not only so you can hold on to it, but when you put it up to the ceiling, just give it a few taps. That'll break through the hardest part of the finish and then easily push through. And then when you get it up there, you just prop this against the wall and it'll hold itself up there. You don't have to worry about it falling down while you're down in or up in the attic. Now I've got it about a couple inches away from the finish of the wall, so I don't hit the top edge of the top plate up there if there's any kind of hangover. So I'm gonna put this one in over there, and that'll allow me to locate where I need to drill through my top plate to run the wires down, because like I said, it's a maze up there and there's no real markings other than that air duct. But I don't know exactly where things are to measure, and I can't see the top plate corners. I would have to, dig through a foot of insulation. So this will be sticking up a foot above everything, and I can just say, hey, right here, just drill, in the middle of the top plate directly across from this line here. Next we have to find and cut out the holes for the mounting boxes. The template here is also the instruction card. That's the exact size you want to cut out, and you just need to make sure it's perfectly level. This was the spot that I had marked out. It seems to be equidistant between the studs, nice and open. It's at the level I want. So this is where my cables will come out. The speaker itself is on 2 hooks, and I'll be putting in 2 anchors after I get this opened up and mounted. And it'll screw in and cover this completely when the speaker is hung. Time for dinner. Okay, got my holes cut out, got my locators in. I got this box off and open for the other end to drop down. I'm gonna have the wife in here. I'm gonna have her first grab a hold of 2 wire drops down to here. I'll have her mark one, and that'll be one side or the other, and run them up over the ceiling. I've got about 10 feet up, and then about 15 feet over, and then about another 7 or 8 down for some slack. I've got a 100-foot spool, that's plenty. And that should be it for the attic. It's gonna suck, but let's get it done. I'm pre-cutting these runs, so I'm not taking that huge spool up there and trying to feed out wire while I'm trying to monkey around. I'm leaving myself plenty of slack, good 10 feet worth, And I'm marking one of them by just snipping off one of the leads short, so I'll know that this goes to whatever speaker I assign it to when both wires come out of that wall. Okay, back up. I've got both runs of wire. Wife has her instructions. I'm going to do the source wall first. I need to grab a little bag or something because I can't carry everything. I got my drill, that's got a long bit on it, all the cable, the fish hook, tape, and I need really both hands to monkey my way through there. I can barely hold the light. Stand by. Bag and a light. Yeehaw! Okay, got the two source wires run down that wall, and my locators are sticking up nicely. I never would have found that. And one way over there, almost against that AC duct, so got lucky there. Every house I've owned, you go up in the attic and you find beer from the fucking contractors that built it. Drinking on the fucking job. So here's the locator. There's the top plate. We're just going to drill right through the middle of it, in line with the wire. And I am just pouring sweat. Probably should have worn a mask up here. Okay, that side's done. One to go. Well, I was right. That sucked. Wires through the box. Now we can slide it in and screw it in place. This will tighten the two tabs, top and bottom, to lock it to the other side of the drywall. And the cover plates. Now to trim the wire, put on some banana plugs. And ready for a couple anchors. What is that? Oh, that was there. All right, so the back of the speakers have plenty of room. I'll just drop in a couple anchors a few inches above the trim plate. I'll slide in there, plenty of room to completely hide everything. Put the speakers in, they give these nice thick rubber stoppers so it stays off the wall, no vibration, good to go. Here's an example of cool stuff you can do with the Philips Hue bulbs. You got orange and purple going on for Halloween, that looks cool. And of course, I was out of anchors. Back to Lowe's. Anchors and screws in, making sure they're level. Super clean. Now for the other one. All right, a little bit of sweeping, vacuuming, and a couple dabs of spackle in the ceiling, and that project is done. It came out really well. Love the way it looks. Hope I'm gonna love the way it sounds. I am more sore from crawling around that attic than I am from move day, no joke. I'm gonna go put my computer back together. Hopefully it fixes it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Yep, looks like the thermal paste did it. Core temps are down into the 20s instead of the 40s. Yay.